Hi, it's Gary. Welcome to today's video. Half-time report time, halfway through the month of August. This month absolutely flown by. Time to take a look at how I've been getting on with the sixpence that I started the month with. Now remember, this month, use me up month, so as a pen's emptied, what I do is I don't refill it, I just clean it out and move on to another pen. So we started off the month, the first one, Jinhao 85. I love the nib on this. This is a Fude nib. Hopefully that will come over on the camera. Absolutely love this nib. Really, really nice.
Here's what I found.
See, even Siri likes it. It's a nice pen. It's got this nice wooden body. Looks very nice. Cartridge converter pen. There we go. That's been cleaned out now. I started off the month with Diamine Autumn. Very nice ink. Really matches this wood. And it's an ink, I should use it more often because the shading I was seeing through it, and certainly the line variation due to this Fude nib was very, very good. If I had to complain, there's always something about every single pen that we don't like, isn't there? This section, it's a bit on the thin side. I find it's all right for maybe a page, but after I've done a page with it, I do find it starts to get like a bit achy in my fingers. So that's the only real major downside to it. It's a nice pen. It was a cheap pen. Very good value pen. Writes really well. And I love that Fude nib. I need to get some more Fude nibs. Next up, we've got the Wingstung 3013. Piston filling pen. Now, I thought I'd given this a good clean already, but there's still loads of blue in there. So I'm going to have to give this a clean again. This started with Herbin Éclat de Saphir. It's a very thin pen. It's a very light pen. It's also a cheap pen. I think it's about $8 Aussie. It's all right. I'd like the section a little bit wider. It just feels a little bit there on the narrow side. One thing I do like, again, let me see if I can get this into focus. I like this section. It's transparent. You can actually see the ink colour when you're writing. Very nice. That's a bit unique for this pen, to be honest. Vacuum filler. So I can actually work the mechanism. We can see the gorgeous blue ink still. What I think I'm going to have to do is take off the nib unit and then get my syringe in there, see if that'll clean it out better. Maybe even a pass through the ultrasonic cleaner might help a bit. Small pen though, I say it's light. That's the only thing which lets it down. I don't need to use it posted. It doesn't really post anyway. So it's comfortable enough. Just thin side. I like the transparent nature. As I say, I love being able to see the ink sloshing around in the body. It's a fine nib, as in fine point nib. I'd like to be able to get maybe a medium or a broad. I think that would really hit the spot for me. But it's not a bad pen. Next up, we've got the Nowall Schuylkill. This is in Paul Peter Navy. This has got a medium nib. This pen still got ink in it. It's a piston filling pen. There's a piston knob. I'm not going to work it. Here we can see it's got a little piston window. Let me see again. Let me put my hand behind it, see if that shows it up better. I can just about see the ink in there, the ink level. I would have preferred it a bit wider. I'm being very picky. I've got a little bit of ink in here. I'm hoping there's enough for maybe another 1 or 2 days. So this one actually may still last out till the end of the month. Regardless, end of the month, I'm going to clean it out because there's only a little bit of ink in there, so I'm not going to worry about losing that tiny little bit. In the hand, this is virtually perfect for me. The section has got a little bit extra width than what we've seen, so my fingers, they aren't squashed up against each other. Lengthwise, I love it. It's just perfect. You could potentially try and post it. Problem is, it posts onto the bottom here of this piston filling knob. So if you're not careful, if you end up twisting a little bit, you could end up ejecting ink when you're trying to take it off. So wouldn't recommend posting it, but it's possible. Very nice pen. I say I've enjoyed using it and still got maybe 1 or 2 days left in it. The next pen, again, as of this morning, as of recording, still got ink in it. This is the Pelican M205. I love this blue colour. Let me just see if I can get that to focus. No, pull it back a bit. Trying to get the light to shine on this and play on this. It looks very, very nice. There's a little bit of pop of colour there for you. This is a small pen. I have to use this posted. It posts very well, so that's a good thing. It's another piston filling pen. This black end here, that's a piston mechanism. So I'm not going to play with it because there is still ink in there. We come all the way down and we've got here, the section is black. Bit on the thin side, not uncomfortably so. There is no ink window that I can see. Now, somebody has said that some versions of this, down here, this black, there is a little ink window. I need to explore a bit more, but I've got ink in here at the moment, but I can't see an ink window in there at all. So I do need to look at that better when it's empty so I can get a better idea for what is there. The nib on this, it's a broad nib, broad Pelican nib. Let me see if I can... Went too far. There we go. And that's the focus point there. Very nice nib. Steel nib. It's not a gold Pelican. I absolutely love the feedback on this. Of all the pens I've used this month, this is the one that I've enjoyed writing with in terms of the feedback. It's just the width. That's the only thing which is really putting me off. Could just do with being a little bit wider. Maybe what I need to do is save up a lot of money for either an M605, M805. And if I can save an awful lot of money, maybe one of the M1000 series pens. Nice pen though, the Pelican M205. Just turn my notes over without knocking everything over. Make sure I've covered everything. There we go. The one other thing with this is, although it's a broad nib, certainly with this ink with Diamine Royal Blue, it's not an overly wet combo, so it's nice for note taking as well because I don't have to wait between writing a page and wait for it to dry. I can turn straight over and usually start writing straight away. Pen number 5 that I started the month with is another Nowall. This is the Nowall 365. Unlike when I did my introduction video for the month and I kept calling this the Schuylkill. This is Jonathan Brooks Primary Manipulation 3.5. Absolutely love this material. The ink window. Very similar comment to what I made about the Schuylkill. I'd have loved to have seen that double the size. I like seeing ink sloshing around, so that's part of it is it's practical because it gives a better idea for the ink level, but part of it is it's that beauty, that seeing the ink. Gorgeous pen. Nice fit in the hand, nice length. The nib on here, can I get this into the focus point? No, go right past it again. There we go. This isn't the Nowall nib that came with it. This is a Goulet Pens Yoho nib. It's a broad nib. This is a very, 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 very wet writing pen. Absolutely gorgeous. It doesn't have the same level of feedback as what I get from that M205. And that's where, when I come to ranking at the end of the month, it's where I fit that. Where does the feedback fit in when you look at it in terms of like the width of the pen, the length of the pen? Still very nice pen. I've really enjoyed this. And now it's empty. I don't know if you've been able to see. I've been able to fix here the issue that I had with the piston knob. So what I did to actually fix it, I took out the nib unit because I thought, well, then we've got a nice clean unit. And I took out the entire piston mechanism. I was able to then give the pen a really, really good clean. A little bit of silicone grease there on the piston mechanism as well to help with that. And then I was able to carefully, and after a little bit of fiddling, get this back in and get it to screw down properly. What I'll have to be careful of is when I come to fill it, is make sure that I don't over unscrew. Because I think that's what the problem was. So I've unscrewed it there. And if I screw it back down, there we go. We've got that nice seal again. So that's the Nowall 365. My final starter pen was the Diplomat. This is the Diplomat Error. This is, again, it's a pen that I really like. Now, someone has commented about the clip. The clip's been like this since I got it. So that there's a definite gap between the clip there and the body. It doesn't bother me because I don't put this into a shirt pocket. It sits in my pen case, so yes, it goes over the loop in my pen case, but it's nice and comfortable. One thing I actually just noticed, there's a very sharp bit here. I can actually feel it with my finger. So I need to get that under the loop, see if that's maybe a bit of dirt which might have got on there, because I don't recall seeing it before. So I need to look into that. This one, cartridge converter pen. Didn't have a lot of ink in here to start the month, so it ran out very quickly. One of the things I have noticed, the ink has actually stained the inside here of the converter. Again, I might give this another clean, and I may give it a couple of passes through my ultrasonic. It's a broad nib, steel nib. It's nice, it writes nice. Again, I'm not sure compared with the M205. I think I prefer the feedback from the M205. It's just so nice as that M205. I like the unusual look of this pen. It's, I don't know, a bit like is it a Zeppelin type shape? I don't know if that's the right word for it. That's what comes to mind though. I love the material. This is the factory material, and not sure if it comes over, but now, after I've been using this, about a couple of years I've had this now, starting to see some wear and tarnish on there. So we're starting to get character in this metal. This is like the raw aluminium metal. Very nice pen. Nice weight. Reasonable length. It's comfortable enough. The section, again, a little bit on the thin side. I'd like it a bit thicker. It's a metal section, but there does feel to be a little bit of texturing on there, so my fingers don't slip. I hold my pens down near the bottom, and I find that it's nice, comfy to use. So that's a Diplomat Hero. So that's the pens I started off the month with. Over the next couple of weeks, before I record the actual wrap-up video, I'm going to be having a good think about each of these and coming up with my ranking. How would you rank these pens? What pens have you been writing with this month? Please drop a comment down below. Let's kickstart the conversation. Please hit the thumbs up button. Every time you like, every time you comment, just helps with the YouTube algorithm. If you haven't already, please subscribe to my channel so that you can get new videos as I release them. I'll talk to you again soon.